Greetings all, Frog here. It is time for the tea hour. Welcome to the pond. No, I don't know. It's just the weird music playing, right? It's time for the Friday update from the pond for the 7th of October, 2016. But it sounded like very much like Masterpiece Theatre. On today's episode, we'll be watching as Frog lays out the timeline for his brand new week of shows. I hope you can stick around and enjoy. I'm feeling a little weird. I'm sick, as you could probably tell by the raspiness of my voice and the fact that it's about an octave lower than it normally is. But that's okay. We're going to continue with the update as best we can and to tell you everything that is going on. You may notice that I am not done with the week yet. Do not despair. I should be able to finish it up all on Saturday. No problem. I may actually record the missing Saturday Factorio after this, depending on how I feel. It is almost Friday, though, as I record this, so it may not happen. It depends on how long I decide to just chatter on. Part of what makes it difficult is there is a lot of things happening. There are many things happening at work right now. I can't go into detail about all of them, but what I can say is that anyone who's ever worked in any major corporate business knows that anyone in finance, and I have a foot in the door in finance in my place because I'm a department head, so I run a department, right? So I'm definitely in that. Cares about month end. So it's the first week of the month, which means that we're doing month end. Well, it's also the first week of the quarter, so we're doing quarter end. And then lucky us, our corporate bosses have decided that they're going to visit our location next week, so we're also preparing for that. So it's been very busy. I've been putting in some long hours, which is fine. I mean, that's part of the job, and I've been sick while I've been doing it, so I just haven't been keeping up with the videos. But that's how the cookie crumbles sometimes, and I'll still hit them all. It'll be fine. A little extra push for me on Saturday, and it's not a problem. But it has been busy, so that's why it's not done. And it's probably why I'm sick, honestly, because I'm working enough that my immune system is like, okay, well, I'm done then. So lucky me. This week, though, has been successful. We've had user challenges every day this week that we've needed them. We'll have them also next week, and then we're wide open. So it's always a good time to get in those challenges because things can get moved around, especially if there's been a couple of the quote-unquote old-timers who are in and somebody new and fresh comes along. I will move the schedule around to feature the newcomer because all the guys that have been here for a while are very patient, and I appreciate that from all of you. And we get to the challenges when we get to them. Tuesday was, of course, the American Interiors. No, I'm sorry. Tuesday was State Lands. Thursday is American Interiors. And Saturday's Great White North was a lot of fun to play. So hopefully you guys will enjoy seeing that as well. Factorissimo, that went for successful episodes. And then the Binding of Isaac, of course, as well. We're getting ever and ever closer to 1,001%. We actually are on our longest win streak that we've ever been on. So we're going to hopefully continue that for Sunday's episode that I'll record on Saturday. Hands-free, we are getting closer and closer to module production. We actually could produce module 1s and 2s, but not yet module 3s. Pardon me. That's what I'm talking about. I don't have enough liquids. I'm not going to be able to do this episode for very long. It's different when I'm Let's Playing because I can let silence in the video take over, but there's nothing to see here. So Factorio continues on as well. And then I decided to do Lothian all this week because every time I went to record cities, I was just like, man, I don't want to play. And I think the reason I don't want to play is this. And I'm going to write myself a note because I thought of something else I want to talk about as well. So let me just write that down here. So what I'm going to talk about right now is why I'm not recording City Skylines. And it's actually something that Evan Ediger talked about, and it's the good enough theory. And what I've decided is that I don't have the confidence in myself playing that game. I'm enjoying it. I like playing it, but the thought of sharing that with the world is terrifying. And so I think I'm going to do instead is when I have more time, I might just devote like a live stream to it and just play it and do like a kind of Bob Ross, relaxed, paint the world kind of stream, and then release the stream as part of something. So that way I can play it all in one setting. Because for me right now, what I'm trying to do is force it into these 20-minute chunks, and it just doesn't, I don't feel productive. I don't feel good about it. It just doesn't feel productive. So I'm going to skip it. And I will come back to that city. I love that city. I'm having a lot of fun playing it, but I want to be able to sit down for longer periods of time. So if I ever get around to a Sunday stream, which is still always a plan, I will do that. but it'll be later because it's stressful, and because I'm still planning to launch another channel here in January, and it's coming along, but that's going to require more work too. So we'll just see what happens. So that's why there's not City Skylines. If you like City Skylines, I apologize. It will be coming back, but it will be taking a hiatus and will be filled with something else. So let's talk about that something else. It's a little bit different next week. Next week we'll still play GeoGuessr, of course, every day. We have not missed a day this year. So next Sunday is the 290th day of the year, which means there are only 76 days left. So it's pretty crazy. But you'll notice I moved CK2 into the 10 a.m. slot with Afterbirth and with the Friday update. And that's because I'm also kind of getting a little bit tired of playing that game. Not that it's so much that I don't want to play it, because again, I do want to play it. I'm enjoying it. But I want to play Factorio so much more. So I'm going to do 2 Factorio series 7 days a week like I used to do. I don't think it was in January. Was I doing it in January? No, I had stopped by then. But I used to do 2 Factorio videos a day, and I loved it. And so I'm going back to that. They're 2 different series, so if you don't want to watch both series, you still get your 1 Factorio video a day. But now I've got them both, and I think it's going to be a more positive experience for me because I just love playing Factorio right now. I'm so excited about everything I'm doing in Factorio, and both factories are so different that it's very enjoyable for me, and hopefully that comes across for you guys as well. The last thing I really need is for them to create filters in the chests, because if I could filter the chests, I could have everything export into excuse me, 1 chest on the outside and let the robots bring things to me, but we'll figure that out later. I could just put a Roboport inside every factory, walk in the door, let the robots bring me the thing, and then walk out. But I think it's just faster to click on the chest at that point. So we'll definitely enjoy that and keep playing all the Factorio. So live stream again next Tuesday, 7 o'clock p.m. Let's talk about the live stream. Last week was a test, and I think it worked smashingly. So thanks to Lightbringer for pointing out Restream.io, which is a restreaming service, and I'm sure there are others out there. I don't know about them. I didn't even know about Restream.io until I watched one of Light's VODs, and I saw that he was broadcasting on Twitch and YouTube at the same time. I said, "Good Lord, I didn't think that your system was up to that level," because he's got a good system, but it's like a cycle behind. It's kind of like mine until I went insane, and so And the internet, I know the internet where he lives because I lived there too. So unless they've upgraded it, which is possible, I didn't think that would handle it. And he says, no, I just use Restream.io, which is amazing. So I stream to the Restream.io servers, and they stream out to Twitch and YouTube. The delay did not seem any worse than normal streaming. So we're going to do it again next week. The only thing that's tough for me is I have to have both chat windows open because there's nothing that integrates both chats for Linux. Restream.io has their own chat server that they use to integrate all of the chats into one place, but it's Windows only. So until something else comes along that I find, if you know of it, let me know. But right now, I have to talk to each chat individually. And most people actually that came over in Twitch ended up coming over to YouTube because it worked better for them. But it is in both locations, so follow me in either one, watch them in both if you'd like, whatever works for you. The one thing that I will tell you as you make your informed decision, the advertising revenue from YouTube goes to me. The advertising revenue from Twitch goes to Twitch, because until you have 1,000 followers on Twitch, they don't let you become a partner. Which is ridiculous. So I'm not a partner. I am, however, a certified YouTube partner, and so I get my fair share of the advertising revenue. So if you care about supporting the channel through advertising, maybe you consider to come through YouTube instead. But look, if Twitch's connection is better for you and you want to watch it through Twitch, that's perfectly fine too. I'd rather you watch it than not watch it. So definitely come on and do that. I did upgrade the computer over the week. I'm now running Ubuntu 16.04. I did do an upgrade, not a fresh install, because it turns out that there is a problem with the 16.04 installer, that the Nouveau graphics driver cannot understand the modern iteration of NVIDIA cards. So the 1070 that I just bought not too long ago is not recognized, and so it doesn't work. So I just did an upgrade instead, and it's mostly stable. There are a couple of things that are still unstable, like I got to be careful watching YouTube videos while I render, which is what I used to do all the time. I can't do that right now because it'll crash the system, which is not good. Just randomly it'll crash the system while I render. Rendering is the problem right now. Most of it is okay, but some of it is not, and I can't figure out why. So until I know that, I've got to be cautious about it. just because I don't want things to go crashing down among my ears. But for the most part, it looks to be okay. The only software that doesn't have a version upgraded yet in its repository is Audacity for some reason. But aside from the fact that it has an extra debug line, it seems to be recording just fine. Everything seems to sound fine. Everything else works flawlessly. I've had no problems with it. The repos have all updated for anything that was outside of the actual repo. The only thing that's not supported officially anymore is GIMP, which I don't understand. So what do you guys use for graphic editing? Because that's the only thing I've known how, and it's what I use, and it works the best for me. But I guess there's something else now that they use that's more supported. And Chromium stops asking me if it's the default browser anymore. So obviously they fixed whatever was wrong with that, because it used to ask me that every time it opened. And it's the only browser I've ever used. So I figured that one out. But all of that seems to be going well. I'm getting to the end of my voice, so I'm going to call it here. 11 minutes is pretty long for being sick. But it's a successful time. I'm a happy time. We're over 600, and I think we're at 650 subscribers. So thank you for that. Keep on coming along to the pond, and hopefully I'm creating content that you want to watch. And that's all there is to it. If you haven't subscribed yet, why not? Go ahead and subscribe. I would appreciate it. If you'd like to support the channel more than through your advertising revenue, you can head on over to patreon.com/purplefrogplays. Every dollar contribution at patreon.com is worth 1,000 page views over at YouTube. So that's definitely something that I appreciate. And if you're willing to subscribe at higher levels, then there are higher rewards. So just take a look at those. And if you have the means, go ahead and contribute to the channel. And it would be greatly appreciated. But for now, we're out of time. So until next time. Cheers.